Welcome to the political discussion where we discuss politics. So, today we're going to be looking at the Senate map and looking at which states each party is likely to win and which Senate makeup we're likely to see. So, to start off with, let's start by going from the East Coast to West Coast. We can start with Massachusetts. Um, of course, Senator Markey is running. Ed Markey is running against Joe Kennedy. This is going to be a very interesting primary because it's another matchup between the progressive Democrats and the more centrist Democrats, with Markey being on the progressive side, endorsed by Warren and AOC and the bunch, and Kennedy being on the more establishment side. But when it comes to the general election, we will see a Democrat no matter what happens. Rhode Island, same thing. We're going to see a Democrat there. New Jersey, Delaware, these are Democratic states. They will elect a Democrat. In Virginia, Virginia historically is a swing state, but it's been trending towards Democrats. The Democrats now hold the state house, the state senate, and the governorship. They hold the Holy Trinity, and we will likely see another Democratic senator. So, moving forward to Illinois, we will see a Democrat elected in Illinois again as well. Minnesota, same thing. Going to the West Coast, in Oregon, we will see a Democrat as well. New Mexico, we'll see a Democrat. Now, going to the Republican side, Idaho will stay in the Republican column. Wyoming will stay in the Republican column. South Dakota, Nebraska, Oklahoma, Arkansas, Louisiana, Mississippi, Tennessee, Kentucky, which is Mitch McConnell's seat. It's being challenged by the Democrats, but I believe it will stay within the GOP's hands, and West Virginia, with Shelley Moore Capito running. So these are the states which will definitely be going to each of the political parties. As you can see, we have 44 for the Democrats currently and 41 for the Republicans. So now let's start to go into seats which will be more contested but will likely be won by the parties. Let's start off with Texas. Texas, it came very close to flipping to the Democrats in the last Senate election, but it seems as if, according to the polling, we know that the other Texas senator is a lot more popular than Ted Cruz was, and that it will be not as close as, and of course we don't have the Beto O'Rourke on the Democratic side, so it won't be as close as the race for the Texas Senate that we saw in 2018. The GOP will hold on there. Alaska, I forgot to fill it in. It will stay in the GOP hands. Kansas, of course, had a very tight governor race last time where the Democrats were able to flip it to their side. However, governor races and Senate races are very different, and this time, especially since Donald Trump will be running as well, it will likely stay within Republican hands. Now, Georgia has two seats up. Isaacson has resigned. Kelly Loeffler will be running. So and the Democrats, of course, Stacey Abrams in the governor's race came very close to flipping the state. However, it will likely stay in the Republicans' hands. It's still a very conservative state, and it hasn't gone blue in a very long time. Even Obama wasn't able to flip Georgia, so it will likely stay in the Republican hands. South Carolina. Now, Lindsey Graham is being challenged. And his challenger is a very tough opponent. They've been fairly close in the polling. However, it is South Carolina, and Donald Trump is going to be running in this election, so it will likely stay within the Republican hands. Alabama. So Alabama is currently held by Doug Jones, Democrat. He, of course, is running for re-election. It's going to be a very tough re-election. However, this state, especially with Donald Trump running in the presidential race, it will have down ballot effects. It will very likely go to the Republicans as well. So, moving to Michigan, Democratic incumbent senator, it will likely remain that way. They will likely win re-election. Now, it's time to go to the more contested seats. So Jean Shaheen in New Hampshire. New Hampshire has always been a very close race in terms of the presidential races. Hillary Clinton only won it by 3,000 votes last time around. However, in the Senate race, she is in the incumbent running, and New Hampshire is not too fond of Donald Trump. They will most likely be voting for the Democrat in this case, so we can put this in the lean Democrat column. Moving out to Arizona. Arizona last time was won by Kirsten Sinema. She flipped the seat from the Republicans to the Democrats. So now there is, and of course, the person who lost her, Martha McSally, is running again. She was appointed to John McCain's old seat, and now she's being challenged by astronaut Mark Kelly. The race has Mark Kelly polling 5 points ahead from the beginning. He has a very comfortable lead. He will likely win this Senate race, or so I'll put it in the lean column. Colorado, we have a Republican incumbent, Cory Gardner, and he is not doing too favorably. Colorado has been trending towards the Democrat. Hillary Clinton won the state. Barack Obama won it twice. It looks like his days are numbered. He only won in 2014 in a red wave year, and it's not looking too good for him. So I'll put this in the lean Democrat column. So now we're at 48 to 48. There are 4 states left, 4 hotly contested states. So let's start by looking at all 4 of these states have Republican incumbents. So let's start by looking at Iowa. Joni Ernst is running for re-election. She does not have that high of approval ratings. However, we have to remember that Donald Trump is on the ticket. It will have down ballot effects, and he's looking very strong in that state. So we can put this in the lean Republican column. Now, North Carolina does not usually elect incumbents again. It doesn't usually re-elect incumbents. However, we've seen Tom Tillis in North Carolina have some strength. We saw that they re-elected their incumbent in 2016, and it looks like Joe Biden currently has some strength in the state. However, as we get closer to the election, North Carolina tends to vote more with the Republicans. So as of now, I'll put it in the lean Republican column, which puts the Republicans at 50 seats. If it puts them at 50 seats, if the Republicans, if Trump wins re-election, they will maintain control of the Senate with 50-50 splits. Mike Pence, the vice president, will break the ties. So moving on to Maine. Maine is a very hotly contested Senate seat. Susan Collins, of course, voted for Kavanaugh, so her constituents in Maine have not been too fond of her since. She's now the most unpopular senator, and she's going to face a very tough re-election. However, with Trump getting stronger by the day in the polling, it looks as if she may be able to hold on. Of course, the polling hasn't indicated that, but we've been seeing the trending in terms of the top race, the presidential race, trending towards the Republicans. However, because of the vehement opposition to Susan Collins, I will put this in the lean Democrat column, the tilt Democrat column. I think it'll be a very tight race regardless of what happens. And moving on to Montana. Now, Montana is a very interesting case. We have Steve Bullock, a very popular governor, running, and it seems it's going to be a very tight race. The polling has indicated that they have been virtually tied. However, I will give it to the Republicans for now. Of course, this can be revised. Montana races, apart from the presidential race, have been very close. However, the Senate, I think they will re-elect their senator. So thank you for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe, and please have a good day.